Hello, and welcome to Tricks of the Trade Trading and Trick Taking a Play Guide video. Introduction. Tricks of the Trade adds a unique twist to the classic concept of a trick-taking game through negotiation and trading. True to its name, players negotiate and exchange cards with each other to find an advantage before the tricks phase of the game. The unique tech deck game effects on the cards give players different asymmetric one-time use abilities throughout the game, making every game fresh and exciting. A trick-taking game is played in a series of tricks to be won, and Tricks of the Trade falls into the trick-taking genre of games. In plain trick-taking games such as Contract Bridge or Spades, you'll want to win tricks. Point trick games such as Pinochle or Hearts consider the value of the cards in the tricks taken. Trick and draw games, players fill up their hands after each trick. Trick avoidance games such as Polignac are those in which the aim is to avoid taking some or all of the tricks. The earliest card games were trick-taking games that originated in China and spread westward. The idea of trumps came in the 15th century. Bidding was invented in the 17th century. The oldest known European trick-taking game was Carnousel, which introduced the concept of trumps. There are also many four-player trick-taking games such as bridge, euchre, and spades, where players form partnerships. And today, there's over 159 trick-taking games, and they're part and parcel of playing cards. Setup and objective. The objective of the game is to score points. Players score points by bidding accurately, winning tricks, and winning tricks containing cards matching the domain or suit of their goal card. Skillful negotiation and trading helps players score by improving their odds to win tricks or take tricks with cards matching their goal cards. The game ends after 3 rounds of play. Scoring at the end of the game. For each player, add up the points won from each round, and the highest score will win, and there are tiebreaker rules. Here we see how to set up the game. You'll take out the value 1 cards from the deck, and those are the goal cards. You'll randomly give each player a goal card. You'll take out the value 2 cards to create the trump deck, and the rest of the cards will form a draw deck. So for the goal cards, you'll take out the value 1 cards, or the aces, of each suit from the deck, and these are the goal cards. You'll deal 1 goal card face up to each player. The goal card of a player is considered to be player controlled. You'll expel or remove the wild cards. The trump deck is formed of value 2 cards from each domain. That forms the trump domain deck. You'll shuffle those. And the rest of the cards will form a draw deck that will be set aside to the next to the play area. Gameplay. The game is played in a series of phases. There's the trump domain phase, the trading phase, the bidding phase, the game effects phase, the play tricks phase, and the scoring phase. The Tricks of the Trade is played over 3 rounds, and each round has the following phases. You'll deal cards, and you'll deal 10 cards to each player. In the trump domain phase, you will reveal the top card of the trump deck to be the trump domain for the round. There's a trading phase where going around the table, starting with a player whose goal card matches the trump domain card. Every player gets to perform 1 trade with another player, and in a 2-player game, you can also trade with the top card of the deck or the revealed trump card. Players can trade up to 2 cards in 1 trade. You can only trade 1 card with the deck or the trump card, and those cards are automatically accepted. Players must mutually agree on what to exchange. Player trades are binding once agreed upon. Exchanges may include cards that are not revealed to anyone, so it could be a face-down card that you're trading. Players must trade truthfully based on what's negotiated and promised to be traded. Players are allowed to fish for information, and you have a 5 time limit to trade. Here's an example of trading. Here, player 1 says, I'm looking for a service domain suit card. Player 2 says, I have one of those, a 4-value one, but that's the trump domain, so maybe it should be worth a little more. Player 1 says, okay, understood. I have a 7 of technology I can trade, and I'll throw in an extra blind face-down card since the service is the current trump domain. Cards are promised from hand are not revealed until the actual exchange. However, players must truthfully negotiate. You may not lie about the card in your hand, and you are allowed to fish for information. Player 1 then solicits a commitment. Do we agree to this trade? Player 2 agrees. Once an agreement is reached, the trade is binding. The promise cards are exchanged, and the trade is completed. Tricks of the Trade gameplay. In the bidding phase, each player simultaneously makes a secret bid for the number of tricks they think they'll take this game round. Then the bids from all players are revealed simultaneously, and the person who made the highest bid will be the first player to lead in the tricks phase. Game effects phase. Starting with the first player, game effects from 1 card in hand can be played before the tricks phase. Card effects can only draw from a draw deck and discard. You cannot draw from the trump deck or interact with a trump discard. However, the trump deck card is considered a neutral card and can be affected by game effects. Game effects can change, copy, or affect the current trump card of the round. In the tricks phase, you'll play 6 hands, so there'll be 6 total tricks. The first player will lead with any card. Subsequent players must follow the card of matching the suit that was led. Otherwise, they may play any card from their hand. A player who played the highest value card will win the trick. A value 1 card counts as value 1, a value 13 counts as value 13. A trump domain card has higher worth than other non-trump cards, and if more than 1 trump domain card is played, the highest value trump card will win the trick. The winner will lead the next trick. Here we see an example of the tricks phase. Player 1 has bid 3, so she'll lead the trick because she bid the highest. She leads with a 7 of technology card. Player 2 and player 3 don't have any technology cards in their hand, so they decide to play a trump domain card, a 4 of service and a 10 of service respectively. And because the service domain is the trump domain, it has a higher value than all other non-trump cards. But because 2 of them were played in this round, player 3 will win the trick and she'll lead in the next trick. Scoring phase, a player scores 1 base point per trick they won and 1 bonus point if they made at least the number of tricks as they bid, plus 3 points if they make exactly their bid, and plus 1 point for every trick that has a card matching the domain of their goal card. A player who wins all 6 or none of the tricks also scores 2 bonus points. End of round cleanup. You'll reset the trump domain deck and expel the card matching the domain that was the trump in the past round. Shuffle the remaining cards to create of the trump domain deck. Gather all the remaining non-goal cards and shuffle those to form a new draw deck. Note, players keep their individual goal card that was dealt to them at the start of the game. The game ends after 3 rounds. Here's an example of scoring. Player 1 scores 1 base point per trick they won, and they score a bonus point for making exactly their bid. And here in this example, player 1 bid 2 tricks that they think they would win. They got exactly 2 tricks, so they get 2 bonus points for that. And you'll notice in each of the tricks that she won, she has a technology card among the cards of the trick that was won. And that matches the suit or domain of her goal card. So because she has a 3 of technology, which is a technology domain card in one of her tricks, and she would get a bonus points for that. Because she has 2 tricks, each with a technology domain card, she'll score 2 bonus points. End of game. The game ends after 3 rounds. End of game scoring. For each player, add up the points won from each round. The highest score wins. In the case of a tie, the player whose goal card matches the remaining card in the trump deck wins. Otherwise, the player who scored the most base points wins. If still tied, the player who won the highest value card wins. And as a tiebreaker, the domain rank order is knowledge, science, technology, and service is the highest rank. The tech deck concept. The tech deck modernizes classic playing cards, bringing them into the 21st century. You can use it for any classic card game. Unique card game effects create interesting interactions to provide replayability. It's versatile. The small form factor is easy to carry. Wherever you are, whomever you are with, and whenever you like, you can enjoy gaming. Games long and short, casual and serious. The tech deck is a game platform that you can play many games with. That'll appeal to many different kinds of audiences, speaking to hardcore gamers, non-gamers, party settings, and family settings. This is the entire tech deck family of games, and Tricks of the Trade is the 14th entry into the family. Tech Grid Poker is 2-dimensional poker with card abilities, and it explores the poker genre of games. Semi-cooperative tile laying city building game is Tech City, City of Cards. Tech Exchange is a stock exchanging game that explores the real-time genre of games. Tech Chess explores the strategy genre of games, and it's a chess variant game where the cards represent chess pieces, each with abilities that you can upgrade and build. Years of Industry is a customized head-to-head game that explores the personalized ability genre of games. Elevator Pitch is a creative party game and idea generation tool. Cardle is head-to-head code breaking, It's a deduction and puzzle game. Chronological is a educational history-based family and party game. Peer-to-peer is a cooperative team versus team deck building game. Cardoku is head-to-head Sudoku. It's a cooperative or head-to-head game. Newsworthy, a conversational game, has players search the internet as a source of conversation. Card Barrage is both a dexterity genre game and a tower defense genre game. Prisoner's Trilemma is game theory in action using game theory payout matrices. And of course, Tricks of the Trade is a trading and trick-taking game that explores the trick-taking genre of games. So thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check out my website and YouTube channel for all the other tech deck games that you can download resources and watch other videos. Thank you.